9:21. Welcome on back in. Okay, of course, we are all donning our orange here on the Morning Extra. Very excited because we've been waiting with bated breath for quite a while now, for months, for the Bengals, of course, to finally come back, get on the field. They're going to be back tonight. Betsy Ross here breaking it all down. Zach Taylor spoke on Tuesday briefly, talking about who was going to be in, who was going to be out. Jeremy asked him about Joe Burrow, if he was going to possibly play. Do you think that we're going to see what we kind of saw last year? They go in, not even maybe not for the Eagles games, but maybe for the Washington game or something like that, and that's when they'll put him in for a little bit?
It sounds as if we will be seeing him more than we have.
Okay.
And, my joke always has been, Joe Burrow and I will take the same number of snaps in the preseason. I think, barring a late phone call from the coach that he needs me.
Right.
I think that this is going to be different because they have to get off that 0-2 start. They absolutely have to.
Yep.
They have a 2-8 record over the last 5 years for the first 2 games.
Isn't that wild?
The only time that they have won their first 2 games, they went to the Super Bowl that year. Do you think there's a correlation?
Yep.
There sure might be. Because that, it sounds like, 2 games, but you've dug yourself in such a hole
100%.
to start out.
100%. That's what we saw last year.
And so Zach Taylor says, yes, we will see the starters.
Okay.
I think that for this game, first of all, don't put a whole lot of stock into the preseason.
Sure.
But it's obvious that the starters need more snaps. Do you risk injury? Yes, you do.
Yeah.
That's the downside of it. But I think that getting the #1 team out there, getting them in a rhythm, getting them used to game action, it is so very important. And so, yes, you're going to hold your breath every time that Joe Burrow drops back. You're going to do it. We all are going to do it. But I think that especially with the new defensive coordinator, Al Golden, it is really important for the defense to get used to what he's doing. And if you have watched Notre Dame the last few years, you know what an Al Golden defense is going to do. They're going to pressure the quarterback. They're going to swarm. They're going to really put some pressure on the quarterback. And that's why it's so important to get Trey Hendrickson back, because that's what he does. So you're going to see an Al Golden defense that rushes the quarterback. You're going to see their outside corners are going to be quick. And so that's the Al Golden defense that we've seen at Notre Dame for the last few years. That is what we can expect here. But because it's a new defensive setup, because it's a new defensive coordinator, you need those reps out there.
And it just makes sense because, again, if it's not working, then don't work it. You know what I mean? So if we haven't been winning by not putting in our main players,
you got to do something different.
You got to switch it up. You got to switch up the game a little bit. Okay, what else are we talking about today?
It's a busy weekend, as always. Of course, don't forget, you can see that preseason opener right here on Fox 19, and I didn't know there were so many shades of orange that we're all wearing today.
I know. It's like a color wheel. Exactly.
Watch it all. We got a pregame show at 7, Joe and Jeremy. Kickoff at 7:30. We're going to have it right here on Fox 19. Everything else going on this weekend, of course, the Reds are in Pittsburgh. They took 2 of 3 from Chicago. That's okay. It's better than they usually do. Paul Skeens pitches tonight for Pittsburgh. He's Livy Dunn's boyfriend.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's funny because this tells you everything about Pittsburgh. He has a 6-8 record this year, Paul Skeens, and he's good. And his ERA is a 2. But that's how Pittsburgh struggles. And Brady Singer, who is not Livy Dunn's boyfriend. Brady Singer pitches for the Reds. Cincinnati Open, it really starts kicking in today. Venus Williams, if you have tickets for the morning session, Venus Williams got a wild card. She's going to be playing later on today. The place is beautiful. If you have not been out there, please go. And FC Cincinnati, a big weekend for FC. First of all, they play tonight. They have one of those League Cup games playing tonight. They're playing Chivas Guadalajara. So they play that tonight. But then it's a big weekend because it's their 10th anniversary weekend. Kicks off with FCC 3 run, starts at Nipper Stadium, where
Yes.
FC Cincinnati started.
Of course.
Starts at Nippert and it goes down to TQL Stadium.
Oh, I like that. That's
they
nice.
have that. They have a game on Sunday. They have an alumni game for the first time.
Nice.
So it's a big weekend for FC Cincinnati. Big weekend in sports.
Yes, absolutely. And again, I love the Cincinnati Open that we're just kind of at the start of it. There's still so much more to come with that. And the Bengals will be interesting to watch if nothing else. Just the fact that we're watching football in real time and I'm not going back and yes, I did DVR some of the games. Betsy, from last year. That's how I got through the summer.
Are you ready for some football? It is here.
Exactly. All right, 9:27. We'll be right back.